Okay, welcome. I open my eyes to discover that Alex has declared his bed a hostage situation and is negotiating with his alarm like it's a stubborn llama. I calmly explain to you and to the alarm that this video exists so we can persuade him, and you, to win the morning without turning into a coffee-dependent cartoon. I guide you and Alex through 5 deliberate, cinematic breaths, no marathon, just 5 good, honest inhales. Alex tries to count using dramatic finger movements like a conductor, which I enjoy silently judging. Meanwhile, his shoulders already relax and the brain registers, hey, maybe movement isn't a horror film after all. I tell a short, shameless sales pitch for tiny workouts, 8 tiny moves, each of them so polite they won't require a shower afterwards, but together they form a tiny army that marches your energy into formation. Alex nods, as if he's heard a life-changing TED Talk from a kitchen sponge, and I confess, I am proud of his dramatic but sincere nodding. I make a small pact with Alex and you, 2 minutes for habit, 2 minutes for dignity, and a daily smile that doesn't require a philosophical crisis. Alex pretends to sign an invisible contract with flair, which I accept because theatrics are part of his charm, and they actually make consistency feel contagious. Okay, move 1. Reach up like you are trying to tap sunlight out of the ceiling, but with dignity. I watch Alex stretch as if he's trying to wring sleep out of his spine, and I point out that this tiny spinal lengthener sends blood to your brain and signals your body, wake up, world is for people who move. Move 2, hip sway, like greeting your hips after they've been through a long, lonely night of sitting. Alex performs a comedic yet graceful side-to-side hip shift that looks suspiciously like a happy penguin, and I explain how it loosens the lower back and wakes up the pelvis without doing anything you need to explain to strangers. For move 3, we hug a knee like it's an old friend and tap it down like we're saying hello to the floor politely. Alex manages to look both tender and slightly ridiculous, pulling his knee up into his chest, and I remind you that neuroscience likes this move because balance and core get a little love while dignity remains intact. Move 4, ankle rolls, because ankles deserve attention and also because this is the exact level of effort we promised ourselves. Alex exaggerates the motion like he's conducting an orchestra for his lower limbs, and I applaud this tiny performance because small mobility keeps the rest of the day honest and upright. We transition to move 5, gentle push-offs from a chair or desk to give your arms a smidge of strength and your posture a polite nudge. Alex uses his favorite sturdy chair like it's a VIP prop, leaning into the push with theatrical seriousness, and I let him because his technique is bonkers but workable, like a homemade gadget that somehow compiles. Move 6 is a gentle seated twist that feels like telling your spine a funny joke, so it loosens up and listens. Alex tries to look mystical while twisting and ends up looking more like a pretzel contemplating modern art, which makes me laugh. But the twist itself is doing lovely work on digestion, back mobility, and our collective smugness. Move 7 is a couple of cheeky calf raises. Up, down, smile, repeat, like you just found your balance and a joke at the same time. Alex raises onto his toes with all the solemnity of a ballet dancer who forgot the choreography, and I narrate his tiny triumph like a sports commentator who only covers breakfast athletics. Finally, move 8, shoulder rolls, because shoulders carry tension like they're doing unpaid overtime, and we kindly give them a vacation. Alex rolls his shoulders like an enthusiastic shrug with dramatic flair, and I announce him as the official closer of this micro workout, complete with imaginary confetti that I will not be cleaning up. I teach the classic cue routine reward system, but with comedic seasoning. Cue is the alarm, routine is our 8 moves, reward is threefold energy, smugness, and possibly breakfast. Alex tries to gamify the reward by high-fiving himself, which is redundant but effective. And I promise you this system doesn't require a motivational shrine, just consistency and mild theatricality. Next, habit stacking. We glue our micro-workout to something you already do, like brushing teeth or making coffee, because glue is cheaper and less dramatic than willpower. Alex stacks the routine on top of his coffee ritual and acts like he invented a time machine. I applaud him for creativity, and suspect caffeine has fueled that confidence for years. We talk accountability, but mercifully avoid group shaming. A buddy, a note, or a calendar sticker works wonders without the voice of doom. Alex keeps a tiny checkmark list on the fridge and treats each tick like a treasure, and I can't help but admire his sticker choreography, even though I know he secretly loses 1 sticker to the cat every week. I give permission to miss days, because habit is a relationship, not a drill sergeant. Forgive, resume, and move on. Alex dramatically stages a mock funeral for his missed day guilt, and then returns to the routine like a repentant superhero, which I narrate with affection because he does resilience with flair. I demonstrate how to squeeze 2 moves into a commute without turning into a circus performer. Breathe deeply and do a discreet calf raise while waiting for doors to open. Alex practices this in front of a bus shelter like a low-key secret agent, which draws 1 curious glance and precisely 0 judgments because people are too busy checking their phones. At the office, swaps like seated twists and desk push-offs become stealthy power moves that won't get you HR headlines. Alex performs the seated twist like a diplomat negotiating peace between his posture and his spreadsheet, and I narrate the micro-victories like they're tiny diplomatic treaties signed on post-it notes. Travel doesn't cancel your routine, it just relocates it to a hotel room or a park bench and gives you stories to tell later. Alex demonstrates knee hugs on a hotel balcony with a cityscape view and narrates his newfound sophistication, which I allow because balance and humor travel well together. If you have kids, pets, or both, these micro moves fold into diaper changes and dog walking with the elegance of a contortionist who also loves snacks. Alex attempts a calf raise while holding a cheerful imaginary dog leash and nearly drops his dignity, which I cheerfully salvage with a running commentary and a pretend applause track. We quickly recap the 8 moves as if we're naming winners at a tiny, tasteful awards show, best reach, most dramatic ankle roll, and so on. Alex stands with an imaginary medal and an expression that screams both humble and theatrical, and I congratulate him on behalf of us all because celebration fuels repetition better than scolding ever did. I propose a 1-minute daily challenge. Pick any 2 moves and do them for 60 seconds to make the habit stubbornly non-negotiable. Alex accepts with exaggerated bravado and then does it in a matter-of-fact 60 seconds, like a tiny hero who packed his cape in his shorts pocket, which is definitely a thing in his wardrobe. If you want to level up, do more reps, add a balance hold, or sprinkle the moves through your day like seasoning. But no pressure, this is not a boot camp, it's a life upgrade. Alex promises to add 1 extra rep next week but immediately negotiates for a donut, and I wink into the camera because balance is a 2-way street exercise on one side, joy on the other. I close with 3 friendly reminders. Be consistent, be forgiving, and be amused by yourself, especially when Alex attempts a celebratory victory dance later and invents a new move called the wobbly samba. I thank you for spending your morning with us. Encourage a small step today, and promise that if Alex can do it in his pajama-adjacent shorts, you probably can too.